follow along with me as I do this. Alright, so for this week, I'll teach you how to mirror curves in perspective. So here's an example of what's gonna happen. Um, so let me wait lang guys. Alright, so teka. Alright. So here, so as you can see, well, I just created a curve on the first side. So let me remove this first. Oh my god, wait. Alright, so that's how it goes. Okay. So what I did was I replicated it using the X method. So makita nyo naka X method. Okay. And then so what I do afterwards is to simply I will create lines like this. Okay, from the corners. Okay. So well, not really from the corners, but you can start here at the bottom. Okay. Then what you can do is from here. All right. You can set significant points in your curve by creating segments here. Ganyan. Okay? And then from here, you could just create lines, oops, on the opposite side, like so. Oh wait, teka. Hmm, is this faster? Hmm, teka, dapat, teka, ulitin natin ha. Let's find a quicker method. Maybe this one's faster. Hmm, hmm. Right, so let's try this first. Gawin natin. So let's have one curve here at this corner, right? And then another one here. Okay? So from there, para mabilis tayo, you can just simply move lines across here. And then on the opposite side, so you can replicate this, okay, without actually flipping this guide, right? Like that. We're gonna use the common occurrences sa sa diagram natin. So you have here this corner, and then this line goes here, right? And then when that happens, you're gonna see a new intersection here, okay? And from there, well, you can start to copy the curves that you're seeing, okay? Nagets nyo? Nagets nyo ba? Alright, you understood guys? Okay, yan yung, and then when things, wag dun, if things are not enough, let's say here, kulang pa siya, diba? This curve here, it's still not enough, right? What you could do is from a different, you move up along this line, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move here at the exact midpoint of our division, Okay, and then create a new segment. Okay, and then that way, that would help me find another guide. So essentially, you think of it as a coloring book, right, or a tracing book. Okay, so you find you create significant points that will help you. You can actually go all the way, and I can actually go here, gawa pa isa pa, like so. Okay, until you find enough areas to help you create the curve. Okay, now that's up to you. You can really go ham with this one. You can actually go like this for every significant portion. It's gonna be like that. Okay, but again, just to save time, as much as you can, you try to minimize yung kailangan nyo. Kasi after all, this is just one portion of a big drawing or a big design, right? All right. So questions for this one? You got questions? And by the way, guys, of course, it goes without saying the curve. Well, the lines you could use rulers, okay, the straight lines. But when it comes to the curves themselves, well, you have to do them freehand, okay. So what you can do to start, uh, this one is actually what I forgot to tell you guys or to do, okay. So you practice curves like this. So your hands would be loose. Okay, you can also try drawing circles. Well, not these are not really circles. These are ellipses in perspective. So that. Okay, think of drawing flowing curves. So imagine this is your whole paper, right? You draw curves like that. Just to help you loosen up. And this is called drawing curves and drawing lines in a tablet is much harder than drawing in pencil. So, ayan. Alright, so again, sino hindi nakagets sa curves? Mirroring curves. Anyone? Anyone? Guys? Wala. Okay, so, teka, let me adjust things. Yan, dapat kasya kayo. Ayan. Alright, so let's put that concept in well, into practice. So that's just simply the beginning of this lesson. So first up, we have crap. Uh, wait lang guys. Alright, so here uh, we have a simple curve in perspective, which you will see here. Alright, so this one's very simple. Okay, so as you can see here, based on the diagram, this one's pretty straightforward. Okay, it's similar to the car method. Na naman to, di ba? So I'll just do a quick recap of what you should be doing. So let's say you have a curve here. Okay, So similar to the mirroring of the curve to the opposite side or yung naka-flip, 'di ba? So this one is just simply duplicating it to the other side without flipping it. Again, just create significant portions, essentially creating boxes, right? So I think this is the third time that I am teaching this. And just to remind you guys, ganyan siya. Okay? So, do I need to do this demo or nagets na? Let me know. Okay? Nagets ba? Sino yung umiiling? What's that? Gets Jed, understood ba yan? Hindi ko na kailangan mag-demo, ganun ba? Yan ba yung ano? So, do I need to do this demo again? Or is this understandable for you guys? Hello? Let me know in the chat. Open chat. So, we can move on, okay? This is something more complicated. Okay, so I'll upload this. Upload natin to. Para makita nyo. Uh-huh. Okay, so now let's move on to something a bit more complicated. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this one right here. Okay, so our dilemma here is again, it's a curved, it's a curved object, curved siya. But again, what makes it a bit harder is the taper. Okay, so let me do this again. Magets nyo. Right, so same thing as always, guys. Diba? You think of how it's gonna look when you slice it. So ganyan. All right. Then from here, you create a ground plane. And then here, you start to create this portion here. Okay, the plane at the bottom. Okay, so let's do that here. Okay, and again, as always, we start at one side, then from here, okay, so we think of the angle or the tilt of the plane. So maybe it's gonna go like this. Okay, so we move down, replicate it, and move up. Oh, wait. So we move forward in space. Okay, and then we find the endpoint here, which is right here, and then we move up. Okay, and then we go back, and there. That's the tilt for the plane. Okay, gets nyo ba? It's gonna be like that. Okay, now from here, we can take advantage of the mirroring that's happening here. So we can create, or we can flip this once again. We go down. Okay, so again, let's flip this. Ay, let's move this to the other side. There. Move up. And like so. Okay. Now, as you can see here, guys, you see this significant portion here. Now, it's a good thing that we have this intersection. Okay, let's zoom in. That intersection right there. Okay, so we can easily capture this or create this line to the opposite side by just simply creating a line like this, right? And then from here, we'll create a line forward in space. And from this, we have this intersection replicated. Okay, then from there, it's simply us copying where it goes. So from here, from this side, it starts at the corner. From here to here. Well, there. That's it. That's our new intersection. And from there, let's move it to the other side. Okay, like so. And then to the other side, it's just simply us extending this line forward. Okay, and then finding the intersection between this line and then this line, which is right here. So this is just a coincidence, okay? It's not really supposed to go behind this vertical line, but well, what do you know? Chances are it happened here. So either way, we we move forward and we oh, we follow this line right here. Okay? And then let's move up and then we create a new line here. Okay? I get you. Understood what's happening? Okay, so let me know guys if you don't um, got lost along the process. But simply put, that's how you do it for the curved uh, or the tapered plane. Now the problem here is, sir, paano yung ano? Sir, paano yung curve, sir? Well, what we could do now is now create a curve inside this. So I'm gonna do that right now. Like so. So from there, and then let's give it a bit more, well, curve. So you can see what's happening. Okay? Ayan. So you have the curve there. So sir, paano namin kokopyahin ng ganyan? So you can't just simply go there. Well, maybe you could, but just to make it more accurate, what you need to do is you need to create again significant points. Now similar to the first example that I showed you, similar to here, okay? We're just gonna create new points that will allow us to create the curve. So from here, oh not you're not okay, guys. Awag dito. Thing here is you're not supposed to create vertical lines. Okay. Well, you could. Well, of course you still could, but the thing here, tandaan nyo ha, if you want to use vertical lines, it has to go here. Kasi this one is Wait. No, actually no. Take that back. No, you can't. So that's just to be just to be safe. Okay, we're gonna create lines like this. Okay, so from here to here, then maybe another one here to there, like so, and then from here create this line right there. Oh wait, I am thinking of, wait, no, let's take that back. This one's better. Okay, balik tayo. So from here, I think it's better if we just do this. Let's start with this one first. Okay, itong significant curve na to. Okay, so from that, well, we'll start to do that here. Okay, and then what we're gonna do next is we are just simply going to create a straight line across. So make sure, guys, that it's following the same perspective, okay? Because if you made a mistake, or let's say create the line like this, well, the curve is not gonna look so great. It's not gonna be accurate. Okay, so we duplicate it there. Okay, and then for our, let's say, our third point, maybe we could land it, uh, maybe let's do one more, maybe one more here. Okay, so as you can see, it stopped right here. So let's just simply extend that line. Okay, and then create its endpoint, which is this part right here. Okay, so from that, well, we're just gonna simply create a straight line, and there we go. That's another point. Okay, so let's do the third one. Tatlo lang. That's enough, I think. So once again, we extend this line right around here. Okay, and then it happened to end at this point. Okay, so let's just go back. Oops, let's use, okay, tama. Right there. And then let's once again, uh, wait. Alright. Uh, wait. Let's go back. So dapat ito, I think it should be a bit lower. Dapat pa ganito. Okay. No. Actually, no. Made a mistake. Okay, guys. So dapat dito muna tayo. Let's start here. Okay. Let's project this line here. So it ends here. And then let's mark this intersection right here. Let's go back. Okay. And then let's find where it goes. Okay, right there. Okay. So essentially, guys, for the past two dots, I'm always trying to bring them back to the straight edges. I'm always trying to bring them back here, dun sa guide ko na square, on where I create the curve. Okay? So, from here, I could just simply Tingnan nyo guys ha. Let's see. Alright. From here, I would start the curve using this significant guidelines. So this one's right. This one is a bit off. So I think I made a mistake here. Okay. So this curve here, this one's good. Okay. My problem here is this doesn't look right. Ah, wait, right. No, no, no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm in the right track. I'm sorry. So right here, like so. So I'm just making some minor adjustment because along the way, guys, look at this. Yung lines na ginagawa ko, they are starting to not be going to the same vanishing point. So along the way, guys, that's okay. Ganun talaga siya unless we're actually introducing a vanishing point. Chances are you may be off by a few millimeters. So that's okay. So ang gagawin nyo, you can just adjust the curves to make it a bit look better, a bit more consistent. Okay, but look at this from this um, from this view. Well, this looks okay. Okay, kasi it's hard to simply copy this kasi again you have this problem of the foreshortening of the other side that's further away from you. So that's really hard to capture. And guys, I repeat, the curves has have to be done freehand in the straight lines. Well, you could use a ruler. Okay. So questions for this exercise. You guys good? Sundan ba? Sundan. Okay, guys. Remember what I'm doing here. The examples here are actually part of your plate. So make sure, guys, that you are following along. Crap. Anyway, ito siya. All right, so let's take a short break, around 10 minutes. So you try these three exercises. So you have this one here, the tilted curve, and then you have a curved plane. Okay, very simple. And then um, lastly, this one. Okay, you try these out for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, then I'll go outside for a bit and uh, have a talk with our dogs because they're getting noisy. It's distracting me. Okay. So any more questions before I leave for a while? All right, here we go. So just for a general discussion here, or a general idea of what you're gonna be doing. Again, this is part of your plate. Also, as you can see here, um, well, you know what? It's better for me to just start all over again. Guys, kindly refer here to to my upload here. So as I'm discussing this, you have a guide or you have an idea of how it's gonna look at the end. Okay, so let's actually have this here as a reminder. And again, to help us not be confused by our um, tawag dun, by our lines, what we do is assign, well, the blue color for um, the curves, and then red construction lines. Okay, so you can have your own labels. It's up to you on what you think would be important. You guys ready? So I'll start my demo now. So here's a shape. Okay, here's the shape that we are trying to do. Now, of course, again here, although it's a quarter view for the I don't know how many times already, but you know, once again, you create the cross section here. Okay, and then you create, well, an approximation of how it's gonna look sideways. Okay, now I feel like it's a bit short, so nabahan ko siya ng konti. Okay, now the difference here compared to the first examples which we have here. Okay, now the problem here or the difference here is on this part, but it's a similar concept, right? You you do the cross section or the midsection rather, and then, well, you just duplicate both sides, right? Now the difference here and the challenge here for us is it's not really a straight edge on this side. It's actually curved, right? Now the other problem here is for each cross section, right? For each, diba, you're chopping each section and you're trying to reveal your shape for each section. Now it's a bit it's slightly different for each corner. So essentially, we're creating a series of cross sections. So that's our next step, our next task. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we are going to create a series of cross sections like so. So let's say on this part right here, let's create one. And for each significant part that you see fit, for example, here, I may be in need of this part right here. Okay, and then here you determine the length. Well, let me take that back. Before that, we should start first understanding how it's gonna look um, from the top view. So meaning we have to understand the floor plan of the shape, right? So it's gonna be probably like this. So here's the top view. Okay, so the top view, ganito siya, right? Approximately. So we could try to do that here. Okay, you think of the dimensions, the width of our object, and from here, well, you create a floor plan on its shape. Maybe it's gonna look like this. Alright, so first up, we start here. Number one, we start with the midsection, and then from here, the floor plan. Alright, and then from here, we're gonna slice the segments, the significant segments for this shape. So, and by the way, this is a bullet train from Japan. So I'm using real life examples so you can see the practical approach or the practical uses of what we've been doing. So yan siya. So now we have again yung the cross section or yung the midsection, and then you have the floor plan. Now we go this way. Okay, do you follow, guys? Do you follow what we're doing?
Yes po.
All right, so now let's start here and we'll start to create significant curves. So it probably the shape here. Now at this part right here, kasi we can't really touch the actual shape of this object. So we can just assume based from the lighting, based from the contour lines of the actual design. So we can't really get this super duper accurately. So we can just assume the actual curve. So pag hinawakan, 'di ba, when you touch something, 'di ba, that's the only time you could actually tell yung actual shape niya, especially if the lighting is not really good. This part right here, I'm just gonna create a square. Okay? And then this part right here, maybe on this part, let's create another square. Okay? And then from this part, we'll create a curve. Now the curve is not really like this. I I'm I'm pretty sure it's closer to this shape. Okay? Like so. And then maybe the final shape would be like this. Alright? So here we go. Now always remember that for every significant curve, you have to place it on a box because that's the way that you would be able to mirror this to the opposite side. Okay? Questions so far, guys? You got questions? You good? Thumbs up if you guys are good already. If you wish to proceed. Okay. Now, okay guys, feel free to speak up if something is confusing. Okay. Now, once again, the ever useful X method is used once again because our first goal here is to replicate the the curve, or not the curve actually, but the box or the plane where the curve lies. Just like so, like so. Okay. Now from here, maybe it goes like this, goes like this. Sure. So guys, make sure that the intersections are accurate because if you are off, but by maybe this much or this much, uh, your curves will not look right. They won't look accurate. So be careful with that, okay? Now, at this point, we'll try to find um, helpful intersections for us, so we don't have to do so many V lines for our curves, okay? So we can take advantage of, let's say, this point right here, this point, okay? So we already have two significant portions or two significant intersections that we could probably use. Also this one. So actually we have three now. Now if we feel like we're still missing a few points, well, we can add more. But for now, I think this is good already. So what we do is simply replicate this one. This long blue line like this one to help us complete the curve. Okay, so I'm gonna do that right now. So until here, because we don't really need it to go across here because there's no significant curve at this area. So just replicating it on its upper half, the upper half portion is enough for what we need. Okay, now what we're gonna do next is we are gonna find significant points. We're gonna move forward these lines in space, and then from here we're gonna mark them down. Now another problem here is we also need the other line from our X method. So like so. Oops, wait. Let's see. Curve here. Ah, I see. Oh, wait, let me take that back, okay? Isa-isahin natin. Let's start with this curve right here. Para hindi tayo nalilito. Okay, so from this point, okay, so let's move this forward here. So now we know that, well, it ends here. That other curve. Now, here, how do we find where it ends? Well, we just simply copy this. We know that from this corner until this midpoint, that's where this intersection happens. So we'll recreate that same shape like so, and then ta-dan, that's it. That's where we are. Okay, so there we go. We now have three points flip to the other side. Okay, so guys, I know it's confusing, sir. Ang daming patterns, but ganun talaga. Okay, this is it's from my skill level right now. This is um, the bare minimum. This is the cleanest I could go. Well, we could actually, well, eventually, you could actually do away with some of the guidelines, especially the X method. You could learn to just wing it along the way. But for now, this is the method uh, that's needed for your skill level, guys. So let's apply the same. Let actually let's apply the same uh, idea here. Okay, so we have this point right here. We extend this right here. Extend this here. Create this intersection here, and then there we go. Wait. Okay. Let me do this one more time. So here, curves. Okay. So the first curve is probably here. Okay. So well, that's good. The next one should go right around here. So in order to double check, well, it's a bit way off. So I think along the way, uh, something went wrong with my X method. So let's adjust things. So maybe it's gonna end right around here. So maybe hanggang dito na siya. And then let's move this dot slightly closer to the right. Essentially, it's gonna be like this. Oops. Ganyan. So it's gonna be here. Then the new line would be here. Okay? And then the third one here, this one's pretty off. My line here is not so good. So let's adjust this. It has to be somewhere around here. So once again, we have 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And then finally here, the same thing, same idea. Okay? And then this one's pretty hard. So I suggest guys you always sharpen your pencil so you won't get lost. You will get the most accurate line as you create your curves. So from here, like so. Then the third one is gonna be here. Here. Okay? So again, points. Now we have the points that we need. So what we're gonna do is, well, you just simply, I'm gonna combine everything. Well, I will create, I will draw on top of this layer. Okay? So right here. And I will be drawing the curves. Okay? Curve here. So again, using the points. to help us get to the right curve. And if you feel like you still need more guidelines, well, just create more V lines to help you create the most accurate curve that you can. Okay, so questions, guys, on this part before I proceed? Any questions? Do you follow?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po.
Alright, so our problem now is we are missing this side right here, the other side of our floor plan. And well, it's a simple task of just us again duplicating this portion here. Well, huh. No, it's supposed to be here. There we go. So here you go all the way here, and then for the floor plan, I could simply just eyeball. Okay, so probably if this is the point here, right, maybe it goes this way. For the floor plan, I can just eyeball where it goes, because this is not as important as the cross sections. So it's gonna look like that. Okay, and then let's remove this line right here. So now we have, well, everything that we need to build up the shape. Okay, so from this part right here, you would see that it's connecting that way. So we can just choose points. Okay, so maybe this point right here, maybe let's go this way, and let's go this way. Okay, you just choose significant portions in your, or significant areas in your curve. Okay, so maybe here. Now, let's say, sir, problem here, sir, wala siyang guide. So how would I know if it goes here? Well, just match it there, diba? To help you with the opposite, um, with its opposite curve. So now, I think it's better if it's here. Okay, so I will, well, create this one. It's better if it's here. The shape. Okay, so it goes this way, there, and then it goes here, then there. Then let's complete the whole shape, like so. Alright, now you see how tedious it is to just draw this shape for the bullet train. Now, to help us out, to make things clearer for us, let's add shading. Okay, and maybe a cast shadow here. Like so. So now you can see the shape, right? That we did. Alright, so questions, guys. Questions for this exercise. You good? Alright, so let's take a short break again, and I'll do my final demo. Now, for my final demo, I will be drawing a boat. Now you can see, I think you have probably seen that boat on our face-to-face classes. I think you probably seen that, so I'll do it again with a better explanation. And where is that? Where is that boat? Okay, right here. All right, so I'll be back in around 10 minutes. Okay. So here's what we're gonna draw: a a boat. Uh, so right here. Now, essentially, this is the same idea or the same concept with the bullet train. The difference here is we're gonna do the curves uh, mm, flipped vertically. So meaning instead of doing the curves like this, right? We're gonna do them like this. The cross sections for the boat. So once again, well, again, think of how it's gonna look sideways. Okay, and then from here, you think of how it's gonna look from the ground. Of course, you have to bring this down also because this is part of the shape, right? From here, well, I think this is too wide. So it's probably gonna look like this. And then let's go here. Let's flip this. So right now, I'm not gonna use the X method. I'm just simply estimating the the opposite width for my boat. Okay, so these are my guidelines for my boat. Now I have to bring up some significant areas. Okay, up to this area right here because this is what we're after, right? So the actual or the wide shape, the widest shape for the boat is happening at the top. So the bottom part, well, I would assume it's gonna be like this, right? It's gonna be pointed at the bottom, or maybe curved. But the widest point is happening at the top portion, where you sit, where people come in, stand up, whatever. So what we do here is we again create segments. Segments that we will need in creating the boat. Maybe two segments, okay? Just enough to help us um, draw the wide shape for the boat. Okay? Now, it's simply us duplicating this. Since we don't need now to do the X method, since the whole dimension has already been flipped. So we simply go towards the end of each line that we do. Okay? Now from here, well, we create points. We think of the points. And also, you also have to think, well, the curves. So this is the curve. So aside from thinking it's top view, okay, so I think top view, all right. You also have to think of its side view, which is probably this one. You also have to think of the front view. So essentially, we're creating all the dimensions of our boat in a 3D environment. So here's another shape, like so. Alright, now we are gonna be replicating this curve right here. So simply go here, like so, then go here. So now we know that the midpoint of the curve starts here. So we can just simply go like that, go like that. Alright, clear? Clear, guys? Do you understand what's happening? Now, on this point, we're just gonna simply connect everything together. Okay, so you have the endpoints out. We have established that all the curves end here. Okay, now of course you have to take into account na this part here is leveled on this part. Now as we go here, it's gonna go higher. So yung curve, ganon. So you remember that change in elevation. So well let's proceed with creating the shape of the boat. It's gonna go up here. It's gonna go here. Now, now how do we connect this? Okay, since we can connect it here, since there is a bit of width, or there's a bit of thickness. There's a curve, so you can't go here. Otherwise, there's a blank space here, right? So you would go to its farthest point. Okay, the widest point. So it won't go here because otherwise, again, there's going to be a blank space here. So the prob the closest point, the widest point that you could probably go would be here. Okay, so like that. Like that. And you know, my problem here is as I'm creating the boat, I think it's a bit too short. So dapat yung ginawa kong curve, it's supposed to be higher. So watch out guys, pag sa gagawa kayo ng boat, make sure that has a significant amount of height. Pag ganyan. Alright, so again, watch out here. You always connect the curve on the farthest points. Alright, so similar to creating a cylinder in in perspective, so you have two ellipses here. Okay, you can connect here, right? You always connect on its farthest point, on the widest point of the curve, which happens to be this one and this one. Same thing here. And then this point, we'll connect it like that. Now we could actually move this curve higher, like that. And if you want, guys, you can actually create another curve here to account for the change in elevation, let's say halfway. So this one's leveled, right? And then this one's the highest point. So you can create something in between. You can create a new cross section to help you out in finding out, well, how am I supposed to get this upward shape accurate? So you could do something like this, right? To get the points right in space. And then maybe let's make this curve a bit narrower, like so. And then let's add a bit of shading so you can see the volume. And then you would see, sir, how do we draw this? The cross sections here. Well, simply follow the cross sections for the curves. Then there you go. You have already a place where both folks can sit. You have divisions already for your lovely boat. You see here? So this is the part that's weird for me. So I should have extended the curve all the way down here to make it look more boaty. Right now, I've established the dimensions already, so I have to deal with this. Okay, so for you guys, I hope you would improve the height, okay? So make it a bit longer than what I have here right now. Now you would ask, sir, how about this white bits? Okay. Now the white bits, I'm gonna give you a clue. Okay, I'll leave the rest to you guys. Now it's simply, think of them as, well, again, points in space. So establish, well, shape like that. Alright, now you already have the midpoint, right? So maybe it's gonna go, the other one goes here, then extend it here. Now you have the shape, right? Now this is a simple curve shape. Now, of course, this one has to be a bit higher. We have to make them leveled like that. Now it's simply replicating this shape to the other side to serve as your guide to fill out the tubular shapes of this wings for the boat. Okay? So any questions, guys? Questions? Questions so far? You understood? Okay, now what we're gonna do, I will discuss plate number 4. Now here's plate number 4, guys. And but it's a simple instruction. But you follow the same method that I've been doing in our demo, and then um, again, similar to the other plates, you follow the same format. So these are the approximate sizes of each drawing. So 3 pages once again. And for this mouse right here, the top view is only for a guide, for you to be able to draw the mouse properly, because this is a weird angle for the mouse and it's hard to really know its actual shape. So I opted to include the top view. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 objects. So first one is easy, 2 medium, third it's a bit hard. It's a bit more complicated, more time consuming. Okay, so I will now leave you guys to work on that. So it's only what, 10:13, so you have 11:30, 12:30, maybe 2 hours, 2 hours 30 minutes, 2 hours 20 to start with your plate. So, and if you have been starting with, if you have been going along with me with the demos, well, it's much easier for you to finish this on time. So next week I'll be checking your plates, particularly this one, kasi I think the curves, that's a part where people are starting to get confused compared to the other examples or the other plates where we were just throwing tables, cabinets, chairs. Those are easy to, I think, easy for you guys. This one's a bit more confusing since we're dealing now with fancier shapes, and this one's more tawag dun, more prone to errors. And another thing, guys, again, it's only the basic shape. You draw the basic shapes of these objects. Of course now, of course, sa violin, kailangan sasama niyo yung mga minor bits. Yung kunyari itong yung sa dulo. I don't know what it's called, but yung parang arch sa dulo. You also have to draw that. You don't have to draw these things, of course. But the major shapes, you have to draw them. Sa boat, ganun din. Kumbaga, you have to draw yung wings, yung for the balance and all that. Um, so yeah, any questions, guys? Questions for the plate?
None po, sir.
Yes, Hannah.
I said none po, sir.
Alright. So if no one has any more concerns, okay, I'll leave now. I'll dismiss you guys and work on this plate. Okay, so next week, just to let you know, we'll start doing the thumbnails for for the midterms. Okay, so you search now examples of a room. So I'll tell you now what it's gonna be. So you search for examples of your dream bedroom. That also has a workstation. Kumaga, your dream artist's room, diba? You have a place to sleep, then you also have a place to work. You think of the things that you want to include in that. So kayo nang bahala dun. So next week you'll be drawing. I'll ask you to draw four thumbnails to explore ideas before you move on to the final. So something to think about. Para naisip nyo na. You don't have to do it. Hindi ko pa papagawain, but at least you have something to think about. So come next week when we go face to face, you have an easier time executing your ideas because meron na kayo dito. Alright, so ano na lang, simmer nyo lang sa utak nyo. And then if you have time, I'll also teach you how to draw the grid. Para may homework kayo, you can carry that over. So by week 6, you're already halfway there in terms of the grid. So that's it. That's it for today's session, guys. Thank you for dropping by. And yes, this is recorded. I will be uploading this maybe tomorrow. I don't have time to edit this tonight. So baka tomorrow pa. So maybe tomorrow night it will be up in YouTube and Big Sky. Because right now, after this, in a few minutes, I'll be leaving also. I'll be going to our office. So that's it, guys. Thank you once again. And bye bye. See you next week, guys. We are face to face next week. Don't forget. Okay, bye bye.